How's it going, YouTube? This is Trainer JI, and today's the Monday weekend sales recap. I think this is number 15, and yeah, what you see is what you got here. We got 4 PSA cards and a couple singles. The market's crashing. We're all doomed. Everything's dropping. Nah, I'm just messing with you guys. This is a little bit of a what we'll call a mad scientist experiment. Also, to show like I'm being transparent with all this stuff, because I think there's some people that think I'm just throwing a number up on the screen when I'm showing the weekend sales recap, and in reality, it's not. This is never going to be a fake YouTube channel where you just show random numbers and I put my mouth wide open for thumbnails and blah blah blah, etc., etc. It's not going to be that. If that's the type of YouTube you like to watch, I mean, that's no harm, no foul. You go watch that stuff. It's just not my jam, and I don't plan on creating that kind of content here. But yeah, it was only $800 this weekend, and to again prove the transparency there, and just so you know, I round up at 50 and above, and I round down at 50 or 49 and below. So $800 in sales this week. That doesn't include doesn't deduct shipping, taxes, fees, any of that kind of stuff. That's just the gross amount for what you see in front of you. And to show, I'm going to try and do this without doxing anybody here. Yeah, there we go. So 785.21 was the weekend total. But yeah. So this is a little bit of an experiment here. We'll get into that after we go through this, because obviously this isn't going to take long. But yeah, first up, no CGC cards. We got singles here. We got Bulbasaur from base, Psyduck, Cardass, the green version, Grimer, the creepy one looking up the skirt, Light Wigglytuff, and Light Dragonair. And then we got PSA cards, just a couple here. We have Magikarp Expedition PSA 10. Fantastic card here by Kamiya. We'll do a little zoom in on this one since we got time today. Yeah, I don't know. I just think this one's sick. I don't know like what exactly is going on here, but you got like the dam breast like meter thing showing like the level of the water. You got these Poliwhirls cheering on the Magikarp. I guess they're trying to work their way upstream. Just yeah, it just doesn't get much better than that in my personal opinion. Just an awesome card. We have PSA 9, Galactic's Conquest, Hitmonchan. This is the reprint of the base set and the crazy sparkle foil. This one's extra sparkly for whatever reason, but yeah, pretty cool. We have VMAX Climax Charizard PSA 10. This is starting to go up in price. It's just kind of, it's one of those things where this comes out, everybody grabs copies, everybody's trying to be first to market to grade them, and then everybody's trying to offload them for whatever reason that is, as quick as possible and be the cheapest on eBay. And then at some point, you can't repeat that because you can't buy them for cheap, and price just goes up because now like everybody has the 10s that doesn't want to sell them for cheap, and everybody's still buying them because it's Charizard. Like I don't know. Some people like that do this kind of stuff. I don't really understand I don't understand exactly what they're doing. It's more like, okay, like my version of success is if I'm moving a ton of product, I'm successful, rather than, okay, well, that's great. Like, you're probably doing all right if you're moving a bunch of product, but if you're making less money than everyone else and moving more stuff, you're doing more work for less money, and that really doesn't make any sense to me. So whatever, is what it is. I'm not going to run that type of business. If somebody wants to do that, then they can do all the extra work, but won't be me. But yeah, another little side tangent there. But again, we got time today. And last but not least, we got Regice, the best ice, from Lucario Mystery of Mew. It's like a movie. I think this is a movie promo. There's a couple different PCGP Regice or Reggie like lines, like little promo things. I don't know if this one is that one. I think, yeah, Lucario and the Mystery of Mew was a movie, right? It says Pikachu Project as the artist. I would assume so. So we're just gonna go with that. But yeah, PSA 10 on this one. So yeah, $800 for that little stack there, which I mean, I don't think that's too bad. But yeah, we'll jump into what's going on here exactly. So I've been pretty lazy the last month. I typically get this way during summer. I've been running a business. This business only 2 years full time, but a business in general for probably probably like 12 years now, something like that, online. And like, it's just one of those things where during the summer, you a lot of times you start to sit back, relax with a drink by the pool, and do a little less work. And I mean, as long as you're, financially all right, it's not too big of a deal, but it's not necessarily the most responsible practice. As long as you're taking care of your customers, it doesn't matter, because at the end of the day, you're the only one that's suffering, not making as much money. But yeah, so yeah, I've just been pretty lazy lately, and I haven't really been listing much stuff. And I think I've said that in the last couple videos, and said I was gonna start listing that week. Well, we're procrastinating. We got this far, so we figured we'd do a little experiment here. We did about 4 weeks of what I would call leisure activities of just relaxing. So what we're gonna do now, we're gonna try, okay? We're gonna try, because it is midsummer here. We're gonna try to do 4 weeks of grinding here. I'm going to try to get up to 4,000 listings, we'll just say. I'll try to commit that to myself and you guys, because if I commit it to on video, being recorded, then, it'll be more of like a pledge, and like I'm committing to somebody else, and typically that's how I work. I don't usually fulfill my goals too often, but if I have something I need to do for somebody else, it works out better for me. So here, let's click over here. So just to show you guys, we're at currently, and here we are. We're all categories, all formats, all statuses. We have 2596 is the total listing right now. We're gonna try to get to 4,000 in 4 weeks. So that's 1,400. That's 350 a week. So about 50 listings a day. Now, if all of a sudden business takes off again, because that's another part of this too. This is partly to get me motivated, but also to show you guys that a lot of this is the work you put in. Any businesses. This isn't just, oh, I'm going to list this Reg Ice and it's going to sell and I'm going to make money and that's how business works. No, like, business is dealing with issues. It's taking care of the problems, that the customers have, if it may arise. It's taking care of the customers out of the gate the right way. It's packaging things correctly, shipping things on time, listing things correctly, listing items consecutively. Not that I haven't been doing most of that, but the big thing here is listings. And that's what we're going to jump into here now. If you're not listing consistently, you're not getting as much traffic to your store, because people are, just face it, people are looking at your new listings. I have like 1,600 followers on my eBay, and I believe that everybody gets a notification when I'm listing new stuff. So you think about it. I list this Bulbasaur, and maybe the person getting the notification doesn't want this Bulbasaur, but then maybe they go through the store and they say, hey, like, I see this guy has a Psyduck. I didn't see this before. He didn't just list this, but there it is. Maybe I want that. Or vice versa. Oh, he listed this Charizard, and oh, this Reg Ice is on there. I didn't see that before. Kind of like that card. They pick it up. So when you're not listing, you're not getting as much traffic, and that traffic then, if you're not getting it, causes a decline in sales. So the amount of work you're putting in generally affects the outcome of your sales, and you're going to see a drop off when you're doing less work. Now, I get it. I have a ton of inventory. I have a ton of stuff that needs listed. Right now, I have about 250 graded cards, maybe more. And then I have another 100 coming back here, which we'll do a video on that one. And there are 100 coming back. I think it just shipped today, so probably like Tuesday, Wednesday. I have a ton of inventory is basically what I'm trying to say here. So for me, I can list every day, all day, and, I'm not gonna, the big thing is the singles, like, I'm not gonna probably get done this year just with what I have, and I'm still buying. So I get it if you don't have the inventory to list. Now, what I'm saying is, if you don't have the inventory to list, say you have just this stack of cards, and you're not gonna get another little stack of these cards to list until next week, list this Bulbasaur today. Why do you have to list all these? You know what I mean? Like, list this Bulbasaur today, and then tomorrow, list this Psyduck. Then tomorrow, list this Grimer. Try to do a listing every day. Try to do some listings every day. And if you have the inventory, just kind of set like a quota for yourself. So like again, we're shooting for 4,000 listings here. It's July 17th, so we'll say August 17th. 4,000 listings by then. that should realistically like be what I think I said 50-ish listings a day. It probably comes out to a little less because of technically it's not 4 weeks, it's like 31 days. So I think that's what it's going to end up being. But that's fine. That'll give me a couple extra days because you got to remember too, if I sell this Bulbasaur in that time frame and I don't have any more of the Bulbasaurs, well, now all of a sudden I'm down a listing even though I technically listed one. So we're trying to not only be doing business here, but creeping up on 4,000 listings like while doing it. So I mean, I might end up listing to try and meet that maybe 1,600, maybe 1,700 listings. So I'm doing a lot of rambling and ranting here, and I'm probably diverging from the main topic of everything. So if you're confused, just ask a question down below. But regardless, what I'm trying to say here is this isn't just like plug and play. It's not like you just list a card, make money, and then move on. That's not how this business works. That's not how really any business works. There's a lot of things that go behind it. There's from start to finish, the listing quality when you list the card, how you describe it, the way you present the card as far as like way you describe it and how accurate you are in condition, because that's what's going to end up giving you a positive feedback, a negative feedback, or maybe a return. The way you package the item, how promptly you package the item, the way you communicate with the customer. There's so much that goes into this. And then again, on top of that, it's your own work that you're putting in. So the more listings you do, the better result you're going to have. I'm not only that, I mean, that makes sense anyway. Like, you have more listings, you're going to do more sales. But again, when you're building a business like this, the more listings you do, the more traffic you're going to drive to your store and the bigger chance you're going to have of a sale. Another thing too is I didn't run a store sale this past weekend. That's the first time I've done that in a while. I typically do that on the weekends just to drum up some business and generate some flow through the store. And I didn't do that, so that also goes to show you what happens when you don't kind of like discount things every once in a while. Sometimes things need to be evaluated where you're like, okay, I listed this price, and now it's only selling for this. You have to keep up with things, or if it doesn't, there's a lot of times where I only do that usually once a quarter. But yeah, there's just a lot that goes into this is basically what I'm trying to say. So yeah, goal here again, we're up just shy of 2,600 listings. We're going to try to hit 4,000 by August 17th. We're going to grind this out. And then we're also going to try to hit a weekend, like do one of these recaps between now and August 17th, where I hit $10,000 in sales again. Now I can't predict if that's going to happen because again, you could sell 1,000 singles on a weekend, and if they're only $2 each, you're only doing $2,000 in sales, but you did a ton of sales. So, I can't say that for absolute certainty I'm going to do that 10,000, but I would say based on my track record and based on the effort that I'm about to put in, probably a pretty good chance that one of these weekends I have, a 10K weekend. And you'll probably start to see this coming weekend a drum up on sales already from the work that I'm putting in this week. But you're really going to see it as time goes on. And then hopefully that'll show you guys like, hey, like, this isn't, if you want to do this, it's the work you put in. That's anything. That should be common sense. The work you put in is what you're going to get out of everything. So basically, like, this is just gonna be like, again, a little science experiment here. Now it sounds crazy, like I'm messing with my business, my income as a science experiment, but again, I already was lazy the last month, so why not grind out real hard this next month, put some time in and see where things go. So yeah, that was a lot of ranting, rambling, a lot of diverging between topics. Probably wasn't very focused and centered now that I'm looking back on it. So if you're confused, don't worry, I'm probably confused too. No. Again, we'll break it down here. What we're going to do here, 2,600 listings what we're at. We're shooting for 4,000 in 4 weeks. In 4 weeks, we're shooting for also $10,000 weekend in sales. That I'm not as set on that as I am the listing because that's not really in my control. I can't make people buy things from me. But I just want to show you that you can go in 4 weeks if you have the inventory from an $800 weekend to whatever we're going to end up here in the next 4 weeks. And we could have it in like next week. We could do a $10,000 sale week just by the effort I'm putting in, depending on how many listings I get up. I'm just trying to show you basically that the effort put in is what you're going to get out. So 2,600 to 4,000 in 4 weeks, and then hopefully a $10,000 weekend sales in 4 weeks. And yeah, we're just going to see what we can do here. We're going to grind it out. We're going to get some things done. And I'm also going to try and put up videos. I'm going to say at least 3 a week, possibly more, because I have a ton like already loaded up. And I know a lot of you guys have been asking for collection videos and some more tutorial type stuff. And I understand, like, I get that. Like, you want info. I can definitely tell there's a receptiveness to information based videos for sure. And I'm going to try to do some more of that stuff in the future. But for this next 4 weeks, we're going to focus on grinding. Maybe I'll do an update as I have the 151 mat here, the jumbo. Maybe we'll do an update on the binder. Maybe I'll do a little bit of a collection video. But yeah. As always, like, subscribe, comment down below, or don't, because I ramble a lot this video. But either way, I'll catch you in the next one. Thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate you.